You know, guys, from a child, I always want to preach. Well, I always a preacher. So I go school, I always a preach. Me ever tell people about God. Me don't know nothing about Bible and them something there, because as you can see, I'm just learning. But I always a preach and I tell people about God. When my mother come to school report there, the only thing she hear good, one subject she hear something good pan and is religious education. Cause me ever preach in a class and me ever keep devotion and them something there. Me not get no good talking and maths and them something because no more them there's something there. So I always have a desire to tell others of God. And sometimes I go to church, I come to church and I say, why nobody not even ask me for do nothing? I must show me no married and them something there. But you see, even though I can't preach, I don't know Bible like you guys. But we still talk about God. All if me don't know what he say, me still a go talk about him. And when me nervous, me still a go talk about him. Amen.
Amen.
So, so this morning, brethren, this morning I was planning to tell a lie this morning. And brethren, you know, say God turned around that lie to be a truth and a reality. I will tell you that next time in our testimony. God turned around that lie in a truth and a reality. So, brethren, this morning I was meditating because some other day I am just in the word, I am just listening to spiritual things, I am just encouraging my soul because my spirit is just down. So sometimes when anything comes to me, if I read the Bible or anything come, I will just write it down and said I will ask question. So I was writing down something that I said I was going to ask about. So when Brother Dan right in the room said he's tired of speaking, if you're not tired of hearing voice, if somebody wants to say something, I said I am going to just read this Bible verse, and I know that you guys will come in after I read it. Luke 8, verse 30 downward. It says, and Jesus asked him, saying, what is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many devils were entered into him. And they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep. And there was there an herd of many swine feeding on the mountain. And they besought him that he would suffer them to enter into them, and he suffered them. Then went the devils out of the man and entered into the swine, and the herd ran violently down a steep place into the lake and were choked. So, brethren, this passage you all know it, but what I was looking into is when they asked Jesus if if he could cast them into the swine, and Jesus do it. So I'm saying, if Jesus can listen to demon or legion and grant them what they ask, what about us as children? Imagine why Jesus never cast them in the sea, why he cast them in the swine. And then after that, no, it's swine them run and throw. I don't know if I dead or whatever after that. But I'm saying, if legions can ask, if demons can ask something of God or of Christ, and he can grant them, what about this? This is going to be my new faith. This is going to be my new, what to say now? This is going to
You
be my
answer.
verse for this year. This is what's going to carry me through. Because you can imagine, demon ask Jesus your request, and Jesus
Amen.
come true. What about me? Come on, brother, me need to say, you know, me and a preacher and a teacher, you know, so me just come up with something and then everybody ever say something. You know, say if I want something, it just lead to another, we just have a sermon. So me just say this and somebody else I go just come in and say something because we are ready to hear the more today. Amen?
Good question, sister. Good question. What about me? And I'm better than many sparrows. What about me?